So far, all the analysis we have done are pretty generic. Like we were looking for the counts of the word, we render the word cloud, we create a scatter plot, we check the amount of profanity that has been spoken by each of the comedians. That was pretty generic approach for the analysis. Now we are going to talk about the technique that can be applied to numeric data also. When it comes to the text data, there are few popular techniques that we will be going through in this notebook and in the upcoming videos, and we are going to start with the sentimental analysis. Now, in order to remember some point and do the sentimental analysis, you need to follow these 2 points. The first is a text blob module. Now this is the module that we will be using. Now linguistic researchers have labeled the sentiments of word based on their domain expertise. Sentiment of words can vary based on where it is used in the sentence. The text blob module allows us to take the advantage of these labels. For example, how does this text blob work is, let's say I have some words. I have the positive words and I have some negative words. Now these labels will be predefined inside the text blob. Inside the text blob. Now if I have any that is new word, let's say I have a word that is crime, and I need to find the sentiment of it, whether it is positive word or negative word. Then the word will be compared with either of these combination of the word that has been defined inside. So let's say in the negative word, the word crime has been already inserted, then it will match to this word, and since the word is in the negative domain, so text blob will represent this crime word, and the word that is related to the crime is negative. So in this way text blob works. And next thing you need to see here is sentiment labels. Now for the sentiment labels, we will be using these 2 concepts throughout this video. So for the sentiment labels, we will be using these 2 terms. The first is a polarity and second is a subjectivity. These 2 are the most important words that we will be using throughout this video. So first of all, the polarity. Just remember these 2 concepts. That will be enough. First is a polarity. Polarity basically means how positive or negative the word is. If the word is near to -1, then the word is negative. If it is near to the positive one, then it is very positive. For example, if I have a word crime, and if its value of a polarity is, let's say, -0.8. Now -1 means it is very negative word, +1 means it is a very positive word. Now this -0.8 is near to -1, so that means this is negative word. So -1 is negative, +1 is positive. Just remember that in the case of polarity. Now we have subjectivity. So subjectivity defines how subjective or opinionated a word is. If the value for subjectivity is 0, that means it is a fact. If the value of subjectivity is +1, that means it is an opinion. Let's say I have a sentence, I have a word, let's say I have a word, and I need to find what is the subjectivity of it. Then if the word is near to 0, then that is a fact. Let's say I have a sentence, I'll just take example. Sun is inside solar system. Let's say this is my sentence. Now this is a fact, so that means its value of subjectivity, the value of subjectivity for this sentence will be near to 0. So if the value is near to 0, then that is a fact. If I have an opinion, let's say people nowadays does not tolerate racism. So let's say this is my sentence, then it is kind of my opinion. So if it is opinion, its value of subjectivity will be close to 1. So just remember it. In the case of polarity, we have the range from -1 to +1. In the case of subjectivity, we have the value from 0 to 1. 0 means it is a fact, and +1 means that is opinion, and the value can range between 0 and 1. If the value is near to 0, then that is a fact. If the value is near to +1, then that is an opinion. So these are the two factors we will be considering for our sentimental analysis.